As the Miracle Mile Carnival starts to take shape, the big guns are coming out to play. There's no bigger headline acts than Braveview, Kelly and Stylish Memphis as far as the carnival is concerned. I caught up with their trainer, Jack Trainor. Well, Jack, before we have a look at the program of racing here on Saturday night, last week, second in the AG Hunter Cup with the Jason Grimson change, I cast no shadow. For a fleeting second there, I thought you were going to get the money.
Yeah, so did I. Obviously, when Honolulu Bay just went out of my vision when Dave Moran cut the corner, I thought for a split second too we might have got it, but yeah, we soon snapped out of it when I seen it shooting up the inside, and we're really happy with how Cast No Shadow went. We were just beaten by a better run on the night.
Yeah, the chance to have a close-up look at the superstar, the headline act, Captain Ravishing. What was your impression?
Yeah, it's pretty impressive. Yeah, his speed and it's just probably his best attribute, but yeah, that's the way he's got a real presence about him, and yeah, can see why there's all the rave about him, and yeah, looking forward to seeing what he can do at Menangle.
Now, Jack, you've got big shoes to fill because Jack Brown, your deputy here last week, was a tipping genius, so you've got a big act to follow. Hopefully you can.
Yeah, if you knew Jack Brown, you know that he tips nearly everything, so sure enough he was going to get something right eventually, but no, the team went really well while I was away, and as I've said many times, I've got great staff, and Jacko's one of them, and he's doing a great job on the track, and by the sounds of things, he's doing all right off the track.
Let's have a look at the second event where you kick off proceedings with Blue Chip Delight to be driven by Jack, nicely drawn in gate 1. Wasn't disgraced last week behind Western Style.
No, that's right. He went good last start. He just got caught in the breeze pretty early on, about the 700, which is not his go. He's drawn to get a really good trip here, and he should run a place.
Now you're driving It's All About Faith, nicely drawn in gate 3, fitter for last time out, finishing third behind I Can't Find a Better Man. Now, that should be an encouraging pointer to this race.
Yeah, it was. We drove him different last start. I drove him with a sit. He relaxed good in behind. He steered straight, which was my only query. They got home in 25.5 up the front. He probably took a little bit of ground off, so his quarter would have been very similar. He's also drawn to get a really good run, and probably Sicario looks well placed. He's coming out of country cups and some good races down in Melbourne. So, yeah, I think if we're running for second or third, but they should be thereabouts.
Let's go over to those headline acts. The sixth event, the Siberia Stakes, a Group 3 event, and Braveview Kelly, nicely drawn in gate 2, coming off an outstanding return to racing.
Yeah, I couldn't have been happier with how she raced first start. She went super, and considering I thought she'd still benefit from the run, just sort of shows what sort of place she's at. So expect another really good show from her, and any chance of me getting the drive back, I think, is out the window. So Cam's pretty happy, and yeah, looking forward to sitting back on her.
She was very impressive over the final 200 metres, Jack. She rounded them up very quickly and under a hold.
Yeah, that's right. She had a great trip. Like I'd done a bit much work on Stylish Memphis, and so did Fairy Tinkerbell. That took me about 600 or 700 metres to actually get to the marker line. So I was just pleased that she was the horse to run on, and she just showed that she's really lethal at Menangle, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what the coming weeks hold for her.
Yeah, the 2 runs for you since coming back from New Zealand. Second to Expensive Ego, second to the stablemate. Is she exactly where you want her at this stage?
She is really, considering she hasn't won a race since she left this time last year. But yeah, it's very hard to be disappointed with how she's going. I sort of drove her backwards last week thinking I would give an easy lead, and it was everything but that. So this week looks like we're able to drive her back how I normally drive her for her speed. She shouldn't be far off them, and yeah, it'll be interesting to see how she goes back driven, how she likes to be driven.
She is a mum-to-be, Jack, but as far as the last 3 years, twice she's won the ladyship, so she's the defending champion, and this year, no one knows her better than you. How does she compare from the first one to now?
Well, that's the thing, Mick. She probably actually feels every bit as good as she did the first time round. That was obviously her biggest season. She run fourth from last in a Chariots of Fire, and she run unbelievable sectionals to win her first ladyship. And then last year, obviously, she still won, but I had feet problem behind the scenes that I think she wasn't at her best, and it probably told in her races. She had some good trips and wasn't as brilliant as normal, but this time, touch wood, she's been every bit as good as the first time round. So I'm just hoping back to driven how she likes to be driven, that might make the difference.
Of course, BK Swire, she's just not there as far as the 2 stablemates are concerned, but you'd like to have a stable full of them with her honesty.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Like I've said before, she's one of the stable favourites, and we just love her. She tries hard every week. She's not quite as good as those girls, but she's still trying to be, and you just never know. Like she went good last start. I think if she's the sort of horse that if my other 2 mares have to do too much or their runs are upside down, she's a run-on horse too. So it'd just be really nice to get her into the big dance if we can.
Over to race 7, the consistent Stingray Tara, nicely drawn, and certainly his form is very solid, but some very classy performance here.
Yeah, that's right. He's going honest. We tried to lead on him last start. He's probably obviously better chasing. I think he sort of got a little bit lost in front. He's just at one step below these better horses, and it's probably hard to overlook a horse like Bondi Lockdown. He couldn't have been any more impressive first up.
I won't get you to split the two mares. We'll just put them in a bracket selection, but outside of those, Jack.
I think, that's tough there. I think probably it's all about faith. If he showed up to his true ability, he could give Sicario a run, but it depends. Cam might be able to steal that one.
Well, Jack, thanks for your time. No doubt during the Carnival you're going to be playing a major part in some of these feature races. Good luck.
Thanks very much, Matt.